bless our president, and bless Mother Zambia so that we all can fear your glory and honor. In the name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, we pray with thanksgiving in our hearts. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated. The Right Honorable Madam Speaker, Mrs. Nelly Muti, Honorable Cabinet Provincial Ministers present, Honorable Members of Parliament, Ms. Beatrice Mutali, the United Nations Resident Coordinator, Mr. Roy Ngulube, Acting Clerk of the National Assembly of Zambia, Mr. Mlenga Musepa, Acting Statistician General, Zambia Statistical Agency, representatives of government institutions and cooperating partners present, staff of the National Assembly, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call upon the Acting Clerk, Mr. Roy Ngulube, to give us his welcoming remarks. Mr. Ngulube, sir.
Good morning. The Right Honorable Madam Speaker, in the interest of time, I would like to ride on the protocols already established by the Director of Ceremonies. On behalf of the Right Honorable Speaker, management, staff of the National Assembly, and indeed on my own behalf, I would like to welcome you to this first ever Research Awareness Week, which has been organized by the National Assembly through the Research Department in conjunction with the Interparliamentary Union, IPU. Madam Speaker, honorable members and invited guests, this event is being held under the theme, Scaling Up the Use of Evidence among Parliamentarians. Let me be quick, Honorable Speaker, to express my sincere gratitude to you and the honorable members of Parliament for being present at this official opening of the Research Awareness Week. Allow me to mention from the outset that the idea to hold this event was conceived in 2019, and it was initially planned to be held in 2020. Unfortunately, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we could not succeed. I'm therefore delighted that this event is finally being held this time around, and in particular today. You may wish to note, Madam Speaker, that as part of the preparations, several workshops under the auspices of the IPU were held to appreciate the importance of utilizing evidence and how to enhance the visibility of the research department. In addition, the IPU facilitated virtual meetings for the exchange of views and experiences between staff from our research department and staff from the parliaments of Ghana and Uganda, who have held similar events before. Madam Speaker, needless to state that these exchanges provided an opportunity for the research department to learn and appreciate what was required to organize this event today successfully. With the aforesaid, I would like to acknowledge and thank the IPU for being instrumental in linking the research department of the National Assembly of Zambia to the parliaments of Ghana and Uganda. Allow me, Madam Speaker, to mention that in addition to collaborating with the IPU, the research department also worked with various local institutions that produce information in organizing the Research Week. Most of these institutions, which are drawn from the executive branch, non-governmental organizations, academia, and international organizations, are not new to Parliament. This is because on numerous occasions, they've appeared as witnesses before parliamentary committees to make submissions on topics that have been considered. Suffice, Madam Speaker, to state that the research department works with these institutions to respond to informational needs of parliamentarians. To signify the collaboration between the research department and these institutions, 7 of these institutions have been invited today to participate in this very important event. The research department would have preferred to invite all the institutions that it works with, but due to limited resource and logistical constraints, invitations, Madam Speaker, have been limited to the following: the Zambia Statistical Agency, the United Nations agencies in Zambia, Oxfam in Southern Africa, the Civil Society for Poverty Reduction, the Institute for Economic and Social Research, the Zambia Institute for Policy Analysis and Research, and lastly but not the least, the Agricultural Policy Research and Outreach Institute. The aforementioned institution, Madam Speaker, have been allocated space at the exhibition area, which is at the foyer at the main reception, as will be shown shortly. This location was purposefully selected for easy access by members. In this regard, Madam Speaker, allow me to urge honorable members to freely interact with the staff from our partner institutions to not only enable members understand their products and services provided by these institutions, but also how they can utilize the research department to access the products and services that they offer. Allow me, Madam Speaker, once again to sincerely thank our partner organizations, and we do not take this for granted, for finding time from their busy schedules to participate in this event. In the same light, I would like to mention that the research department envisions to be hosting this event with your approval on an annual basis. In this regard, the National Assembly will continue to call upon our partners beyond the ones that we have mentioned to support subsequent events. Allow me at this juncture to also urge honorable members to engage with staff from the research department during the entire period of the exhibition stands to enable them appreciate the research products and services that the department offers to our members. As the members interact, I encourage them and urge them to explore the available digital platforms that they can use to request for information from the research department. Further, I would like to urge members to engage staff and learn about quick response or QR codes in as far as accessing research products are concerned. Madam Speaker, I wish to take or seize this opportunity to just inform members that the research department has an email address which is research@parliament.gov.zm. Research@parliament.gov.zm. Members are free to contact the department via this email address for their information needs. As I conclude, Madam Speaker, and honorable members and invited guests, I wish to express to all honorable members, the cooperating partners, and other stakeholders for attending this very important event. Madam Speaker, lastly, on behalf of management, to also express our thanks as management to all the people that have been involved in hosting this event. All of them, from the smallest to the largest or biggest. Their contribution is very, very significant, without which this event will not be a success. With these few remarks, Madam Speaker, honorable members, I wish to thank you and hope that we could have more events, Madam Speaker, on a lighter note at this platform because of the scenery that it provides. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ngulube. That was the acting clerk. At this point, I would like to call upon the Acting Statistician General of the Zambia Statistics Agency, Mr. Mulenga Musepa, to come to the podium to address us. Mr. Musepa.
The Right Honorable Madam Nelly B.K. Muti, MP, Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Malungo H. Sangano, MP, First Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Frank M. Moyo, MP, Second Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly of Zambia, Cabinet and Provincial Ministers present, Honorable Members of Parliament, Ms. Beatrice Mutali, United Nations Resident Coordinator, all protocols observed. Good morning. Madam Speaker, the Zambia Statistics Agency is very delighted to be part of the Research Awareness Week of the National Assembly of Zambia. This is a very important occasion for the research fraternity in Zambia. This is a time when we all are encouraged to reflect on and appreciate the importance of research in improving the lives of Zambians. Honorable Members of Parliament, the main purpose of research is to inform action, gather evidence for theories, and contribute to the growth of knowledge in data analysis. Research enables us to seek out the most up-to-date facts, and it brings us knowledge and discoveries in various areas of our existence. It's from research that we are able to get new data. The data from research makes research not just important, but also imperative. There is a saying which says, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. Honorable Members of Parliament, according to the Statistics Act number 13 of 2018, your agency is mainly mandated to 1. Develop an integrated and well-coordinated national statistical system, promote production of quality statistics, promote understanding and use of these statistics. That has been one of the biggest challenges we've had as a country. We normally do disseminate a lot of reports and statistics, but there's a big gap between dissemination and use of those statistics in our day-to-day decision making. The other mandate is to undertake research and develop techniques and methods of generating statistics. Reliable, accurate, and timely data and appropriate statistical techniques are key elements to produce quality research and evidence-based policies and sound decision-making process. This is one of the preconditions for an inclusive and sustained development of any country. Producing official statistics and impartially disseminating to various users at all levels is the main task of your agency. Honorable Members of Parliament, as we are increasingly sometimes faced with complex questions to answer and decisions to take, we obviously need to know what is going on in our country at all levels. That is national level, province, district, constituency, and ward level. The essence of data and statistics is to generate meaningful and relevant information for the policymakers, planners, investors, cooperating partners, including ordinary people, for effectiveness and transparency in decisions that we make for the good of the country. Statistics are also crucial when setting our targets and using indicators for monitoring and evaluation purposes. Statistical information that the policymakers receive must be 1, relevant, 2, timely, and accurate to best decide on the policy direction and the best course of action to take. That should be both reasonably ambitious and realistic. Quality and relevant statistics, therefore, should literally be present in all we do, and in particular to support research. We need, as a country, to create a knowledge society, a society whose decisions are based on strong statistical foundation and not on feelings and perceptions. We need not only be able to recognize the numbers or statistics, but must know what to do with them. There is normally a critique in terms of our education. We are able to identify numbers, For example, you say growth rate is 5%, or inflation is 9.7%. The next thing is, what do we do with those numbers? Normally you have reports that actually state all those numbers. The next most important is, what do we do with those numbers? Honorable members of parliament, effective decision making is crucial to the success of any organization. Accessing and utilizing statistics is a critical asset in decision making, particularly in a time when more data than ever is being produced. You, our leaders, are tasked with making one decision after another. As alluded to earlier, your agency is mandated to promote the understanding and use of official statistics. As a way of ensuring that this is achieved, the agency will be writing to seek support in establishing a parliamentary statistical caucus. The agency understands this will help in championing the development of statistics, understanding, and their use. Madam Speaker, there can be no meaningful statistics and research without adequate investment. And that's the other issue. I think in the developing world, we hardly invest in research and statistics. What we are championing, and we are humbly requesting the lawmakers, as we move into the 2023 budget, we are asking the lawmakers to support funding to be put aside for statistics and research. For instance, it would be very, very helpful if we are going to spend 20 kwacha on programs, you must put aside 1 or 2 kwacha on monitoring. Otherwise, you're going to have programs which will be very, very difficult to assess in terms of their effectiveness. Then also, I think we believe the statistical caucus will help us in championing this cause. Madam Speaker, the agency in this regard has also developed a national statistical development strategy that has been mainstreamed in the 8th National Development Plan. Further, as a way of promoting usage of data and statistics, the agency will introduce an executive monitor, which is a platform that enables statistics to be accessed on smartphones, thus making it easy to access statistics at the most convenient means by lawmakers and various principles. Madam Speaker, allow me just to touch on one thing, which we are concluding tomorrow as a nation, and that is the e-census. First and foremost, it's the first time we are doing an electronic census. We began as a nation on the 18th of August and completed on the 14th of September in accordance to the SI 92, which was issued by the Minister of Finance and National Planning on 31st December 2021. Thereafter, in terms worldwide, for a census of population and housing, there is a standard practice where basically you provide for what you call mop-up. A mop-up is not an extension. A mop-up is where you revisit areas or households who are not fully enumerated for one reason or another. You visit households which are under what we call callbacks. You could have had some appointments to actually go back. And this census basically will collect data, national level, provincial level, district, constituency, and ward levels. Ward level, that is the lowest administrative structure that will collect data on various statistical requirements. There was indeed some kind of uproar in certain circles that some questions were asking, or the questionnaire was too long. But this, we can only do it after 10 years. If we leave out a number of key indicators, it means that we'll have to do several other surveys, and that will bring fatigue to the respondents. And therefore, I would like to thank the lawmakers that were actively involved in championing the census. The census is a platform that allows every Zambian, and in fact, it's the largest single operation that any country can take, peacetime operation. It allows every single Zambian to say where they are, how many there are, and what their needs are. It allows you to talk to your government. It allows you to talk to your MPs, to your civic leaders. Madam Speaker, when the executive monitor is fully implemented, it will help our policymakers to establish benchmarks, monitor and evaluate the process of policies or programs implemented. This is essential in ensuring that policies are meeting initial aims and identifying any areas that require improvement or intervention. When we are all able to understand and interpret statistical data correctly, our ability to identify key areas which require change are enhanced, and our proposals for change are likely to lead to real needs of the Zambian community. The Act, finally, Madam Speaker, you've empowered your agency. Collection of data, provision of data by any person within the country is compulsory. It's not optional. In fact, what we've said as an agency, those that have resisted or refused to provide data for the census, they have contravened or contravening the law. This data is for the government to be able to effectively plan for hospitals, for schools, for roads, and other public services. Madam Speaker, honorable members of Parliament, I thank you all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Musepa. We are looking forward to the results of the e-census. We know how many Zambians we are in the country. At this point, we like to call upon the Honorable Kamboni, Member of Parliament for Kaloma Central, to come and give a testimony or an endorsement on this research week. I think affirm the need for research for members of Parliament. Honorable Kamboni.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Madam Speaker, may I write on the protocols already done by previous speakers? To begin with, I'm very happy to be here because what I'm here for is a noble cause for every good society. I'm very grateful for this opportunity to give a testimony on how information provided by the research department, Zambian, has helped me in my work as a parliamentarian. Ladies and gentlemen, research is good. We have a very rich field for information right in here. I have gone several times to ask for certain information, and the research department has been fantastic. It makes your work easier, and they will give you the correct information you need, so that when you even debate, you won't be stopped for your information to be verified. It makes your work very easier, accurate, and widens your scope on that particular topic you are being given. For that, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our good research department. I think they deserve a round of applause. To me, they have been very good. They keep time. I remember when I wanted to go and speak to the youth from about 15 African countries. They did a fantastic job for me. I was too busy. They told me the work would be read by such. I went, and I was able really to articulate issues very, very well and represented the country truly in the right state. Madam Speaker, let me join others in commending you, the clerk, all the staff involved for the initiative, which is the first of its kind in the history of our parliament. This demonstrates the value you attach to the use of variable information in the work operations of the National Assembly. This is as it should be, because research information and evidence are the lifeblood of any parliament. That's straightforward. Really, lifeblood of any parliament. Because members of parliament are very influential in the direction of any country. They are listened to, and what they say is taken almost as gospel true. And for such, that's why it is called the lifeblood line of the parliament. Now, I would like also to say, accurate evidence, parliaments cannot meaningfully hold the executive to account for. I mean, without accurate evidence, we cannot really hold the executive accountable. Research is very important. We are now facing a lot of challenges. Let me just take our graduates now, with first degrees, masters. They are all looking for employment. And who is going to employ them? Why are we failing to produce a graduate who is looking for people to employ? Times have changed, and we need to do our research to at least come up with a meaningful curriculum. So the answer in all these challenges we have of unemployment and others lies in research. If we did our research, came up with a curriculum to produce a citizen that is looking for people to employ, not looking for employment, then we would have done our homework very well. And this is why now I feel very proud to be associated to a meeting where we are talking about research and how important it is. All the things we are using here, cameras, all these, the mics, it is through research that have been improved to even where you can put without a code. The internet we are talking about, it is through research. Everything that we are doing. And any society that does not invest in research is a doomed society. Because you will remain behind without improving. In anything we are doing, we need research. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, I feel proud today that we are looking at research, and we should all think that if we researched many things, we would be better. Look at our mbaura, the brazier we used to cook. From the time I was a kid, it has not changed up to today. Taking so much charcoal, no research is being done. So we are still crying for money to put in research. Even the research that is done at the University of Zambia, the menu comes from outside the country. They put money, you research on this, not on our menu. But if we put our own money and said, this is what we want to research, we have, Rwanda is doing very well. They have projects for 15 years they are doing for research. 15 years to come up with solutions to manage challenges so that society can become better. And so if we respected research, put more money, because research is not cheap. It's not cheap. We put more money, surely the country would be better. Everything we're using, we would change it to research and use our environment to really improve our life. But once research is determined by people outside, because they're the ones giving us the money and they tell us, you research on this, not what we want. As a result, our real problems remain behind. This is why today, Madam Speaker, I would like to congratulate your staff and yourselves for making us really think about research for this whole week. We are very grateful. Surely, information is power, no doubt about it. Information is power. If you have, you see, even this Bluetooth that we use, one kid in grade 5 put one plant where there was Bluetooth and one plant where there was no Bluetooth. After a month, the plant that was in where there was Bluetooth was yellow in color, and the other one was green. A grade 4 student was able to do research. I think really, ladies and gentlemen, what we are reminded for is we have to do research to improve our lives so that we can make our own menus that will be better for ourselves, not being dictated by other people. And research is a solution for unemployment. Research is a solution for even accurate information everywhere. Therefore, Madam Speaker, I will be failing in my duties if I do not, through the acting clerk, commend the staff in the research department for the objective and professional manner in which they have carried out their work. I urge them to continue. As I conclude, allow me to thank the organizer of the event and hope that it will go a long way in enhancing the use of research evidence in Parliament. I call upon all members of Parliament to consider utilizing information services provided by the research department for our constituencies, for our people, and our work in general. I have no doubt in my mind that this will find the services very useful. To members of Parliament, I was a bit surprised when you came. As the girls were dancing here, you were all seated. You didn't do what we do when we were campaigning. I expected you to have gone there and leave in something. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kamboni. So now that Honorable Kamboni has called on members to do something for the dancers, we actually have a slot for them right now. We are going to call upon Kamoto Dance Troupe, and we encourage the honorable members, as Honorable Kamboni has said, to do likewise. Let's give a round of applause to Kamoto as they come in. Thank you. As Kamoto are getting ready, I was told that this is a dance called Izingoma. Izingoma. Singoni war dance. But the people clapping behind, you can see, are wearing Misisi. It's one Zambia, one nation. They're being supported by people from Western Province. Thank you. A round of applause from Madam Speaker. Give them support. I can see Honorable Brenda Nyelenda there. And Honorable Mushanga giving support to our dancers. There's some honorable members who know how to do the dance. round of applause to Kamoto. And thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and all the honorable members for supporting Kamoto. Thank you very much, Kamoto. As they sit down now, I would like to call upon the United Nations Resident Coordinator, Ms. Beatrice Mutali, to come and address us. Thank you.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. The Right Honorable Madam Nelly Muti, Speaker of the National Assembly of Zambia, Honorable Members of Parliament, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, allow me also to rest on the protocol already observed. Speaking on behalf of the United Nations team in Zambia, I am very honored to represent the UN system at this very important event. Let me, on behalf of the UN country team, thank the National Assembly of Zambia for inviting the United Nations to participate in the 2022 Research Awareness Week, a week that is aimed at increasing the uptake of research services by members of parliament and enhancing the use of evidence in parliamentary work. The UN in Zambia greatly values partnership and engagement with parliamentarians. You may recall that just beginning of this year, the UN had a good training session with members of parliament using the budget analysis tool, a tool that was aimed at equipping them with skills in budget analysis. This being done with the recognition of the importance of parliamentarians in having a good understanding of how the government is implementing national priorities to ensure that no one is left behind. The UN will continue providing technical support in all sectors, and our door remains open for more support and collaboration with the government. Madam Speaker, as the United Nations, we value research and consider it an integral part of development efforts. Through various agencies and think tanks, we conduct focused, policy-relevant research that offers objective, science-based perspectives that contribute to policy debate and development. Among several researches that we have undertaken recently include the COVID-19 Recovery Needs Assessment, an assessment that was carried out last year that was aimed at assessing the socio-economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, also aimed at identifying the required recovery needs, the costs, and also aimed at developing a recovery strategy. This assessment will also serve as a basis for ensuring innovative partnerships and financing opportunities to support the implementation of the 8th National Development Plan and other development plans. Madam Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, as we engage in research, we strive to push for high standards of investigations conducted, guided by ethical considerations, so that findings can be used to put in place interventions that will enhance the capacities of the government, people, and organizations so that they can better respond to development and humanitarian challenges. The UN believes in evidence-based programming to inform program interventions. Over the next 3 days, some UN agencies in Zambia will showcase their work and contributions to our delivering as one mandate in supporting Zambia's development priorities as contained in the 8th National Development Plan. Our support is guided by a programmatic framework, with the one expiring at the end of this year being the partnership framework. In order to support the 8th National Development Plan, the UN system in Zambia is currently finalizing its Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework for the period 2023 to 2027. This framework has been developed in full consultation with government and other stakeholders. As part of the process, in 2021, we carried out the Common Country Analysis, or CCA, which is an impartial, collective, and independent analysis that helped us determine our priorities for the next program cycle to support Zambia realize its development priorities. Copies of the CCA, or this Common Country Analysis, are available at the UN stand. This is a living document which will continue updating based on the situation in the country. In other words, the research is an ongoing part of this program and continues to inform our program in Zambia. Madam Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, research provides data on key decisions in programming. Without current and good quality data, no meaningful interventions can be made to improve people's lives. Amid a fast-moving social, economic, and political context, we need to be up to date so that legislation is informed by the realities of society. In the context of Zambia, we want to support transformative change in helping to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals and country priorities. Our research work seeks to investigate the root causes of challenges so that we can inform our advocacy and programming and achieve inclusive sustainable development, leaving no one behind, and adherence to key programming principles that include human rights, gender equality and gender empowerment, sustainability and resilience and accountability. The UN in Zambia has a total of 20 resident and non-resident agencies that are working together to support progress towards the country's development priorities and attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals. From 2023, we will have 23 agencies. With expansion in our number, we anticipate enhancing and broadening our areas of collaboration with stakeholders, including parliamentarians, as we collectively work towards the delivery of the 8th National Development Plan. As I close, let me, on behalf of all resident and non-resident agencies in Zambia, underscore the UN's commitment to supporting Zambia's development priorities. Based on this week's research awareness, as a start, we look forward to continued collaboration with the National Assembly of Zambia to enhance and update our research by members of parliament. We will continue to share our research findings through reports and other means such as the QR code cards, some of which you will see on display, so that Zambia's elected representatives are updated and empowered as they engage in lawmaking and indeed for interaction with the people in constituencies. I thank you.
That was Ms. Beatrice Mutali, the UN Resident Coordinator. At this point, we are going to listen to the Secretary General of the Interparliamentary Union. The Interparliamentary Union is the mother body of all parliaments worldwide. The Secretary General, Mr. Martin Chungo, is going to address us. He's not here, he's in Geneva, but he sent a pre-recorded message which we are going to ask IT to play for us. It will be shown on the screen ahead of us for the next 4 to 5 minutes. So I ask my colleague, Mr. Chola, to go ahead and play this. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members of Parliament, Madam Clerk, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to be addressing you today for the launch of your inaugural Research Awareness Week. The Interparliamentary Union, the IPU, is the global organization of parliaments. We represent 178 national parliaments, among them the National Assembly of Zambia. Your parliament is an active member of the IPU, and I remember fondly being in Lusaka in 2016 when you graciously hosted an IPU assembly and the Global Conference of Young Parliamentarians. Aside from these meetings, we have also collaborated on a variety of projects. We were pleased to partner with you in a series of self-assessment activities in 2019, which helped shape the strategic direction of the National Assembly. We also worked together on many thematic seminars, including on human rights, more specifically a review of the Public Order Act, and on climate change, maternal health, and other subjects. I also wish to congratulate the National Assembly administration for serving as the coordinator of the Southern Africa Hub for the IPU Center for Innovation in Parliament. Our most recent collaboration has been our close work with the National Assembly's Research Department in preparing for this Research Awareness Week. This innovative initiative was motivated by the administration's wish to better serve you, dear members of Parliament, by raising the visibility of the valuable services the Research Department offers. Continuing with our long-standing relationship of cooperation with the National Assembly, we were only too happy to be involved and to support Research Awareness Week by working closely with the Research Department. Since December, we have held training workshops and coordinating meetings with the department to help bring this event to fruition. We're also happy to bring in experts from other research departments to share knowledge and good practices, including from Ghana, New Zealand, Uganda, and the UK. We are very grateful to all our parliamentary peers who contributed their expertise. During these last few months of working together, I have been very encouraged to see the administration's dedication to this initiative and to meeting the needs of members of Parliament. Madam Speaker, honorable members, with smartphones and tablets, we live in an era where all manner of information is available to us in seconds. This nearly infinite accessibility has many benefits, but also many risks. As access has grown, so too has a wave of mis- and disinformation. When even the most basic facts are called into question, trust in our institutions and in our democracy can be eroded. Members of Parliament must have access to credible and fact-based information when carrying out their essential functions, legislation, the adoption of budgets, and holding government to account. You need high-quality, neutral, and non-partisan information that you can trust and that is tailored to your needs. This information is essential to your roles as MPs and in delivering for your constituents. Fortunately, you have at your disposal a department fit for this purpose and ready to serve. The services that your colleagues in the research department can provide are intended to empower you. Over the course of the next 3 days, they will present to you the specific services they can offer and how they can benefit you in your parliamentary work. Working with other departments in your administration, they have arranged for a stimulating program which also brings in external partners. I encourage all of you to not only make the most of this week by learning how the department services can help you, but also to make the most of these services in the weeks and years that follow. I wish to congratulate the research department, the entire administration, and all of you for having the vision to follow through with this excellent initiative. And I wish you a very successful and productive event over the next 3 days. Thank you. Essential functions, legislation, the adoption of budgets, and holding government to account. You need high quality, neutral, and non-partisan information that you can trust and that is tailored to your needs. This information is essential to your roles as MPs and in delivering for your constituents. Fortunately, you have at your disposal a department fit for this purpose and ready to serve. The services that your colleagues in the research department can provide are intended to empower you. Over the course of the next 3 days, they will present to you the specific services they can offer and how they can benefit you in your parliamentary work. Working with other departments in your administration, they have arranged for a stimulating program which also brings in external partners. I encourage all of you to not only make the most of this week by learning how the department services can help you, but also to make the most of these services in the weeks and years that follow. I wish to congratulate the research department, the entire administration, and all of you for having the vision to follow through with this excellent initiative. And I wish you a very successful and productive event over the next 3 days. Thank you.
That was the Secretary General of the IPU, Mr. Martin Chungong, who is actually Cameroonian. Apologies for the loss of sound at the beginning. I think we'll do a bit of research there to improve our sound. At this point, I would like to invite the Right Honorable Madam Speaker to watch what's going to happen very soon, before the official launch. A short sketch entitled The Use of Evidence, and this will be done by Kamoto, and the whole idea of this sketch is to reinforce the whole idea of the use of evidence. So, Kamoto, over to you. Thank you.
Are you telling me that the parliamentarians are not researching?
That there might be a certain percentage of
Somewhere.
Okay. I'm not saying they don't research. They do.
I understand.
So let's try a mock session of parliament. Order. 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 Questions for oral answer. Understanding number
01,258 stroke 6426.061178. Honorable Member of Parliament for Chipapika constituency.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for this wonderful opportunity which I will gladly embrace with my both hands. If I had the votes, I was going to do the same. Madam Speaker, allow me to drive the House to the attention of the issue of CDF, Community Development Fund. Point of order, Madam Speaker.
Point of order allowed.
The honorable member is misleading the House. Is there something like Community Development Fund? Madam Speaker, I need your serious ruling on this one. Madam Speaker, can I be protected?
Honorable Member of Parliament for Chipapika, you have been corrected. It's not community, it's constituency development fund.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor. Madam Speaker, allow me to continue. I'm sure my learned colleagues from the right who agree with me that actually the new Dawn government is a listening government. It's when you say, yeah. Why do I say so? You've realized that the Community Development Fund has elevated from 1.6 million to 25.7 million kwacha. Your Honor, where 60% was healthily allocated to community development projects, when 60%, Your Honor, 20% was actually allocated to tertiary and secondary grants. 10% was allocated to youth empowerment. 10% again was allocated to women empowerment. And I can see that in this calculation, there is also 5% which is administration of cost. I can see it somewhere in black and white. Is that not recorded here? Because you see 60 plus 20 plus 10 plus 10, 100. I think if we're going to add to the 5%, this is supposed to be 105%. Now, out of all these calculations and where all these monies are going, Nangameo.
Honorable Member of Parliament, order. What exactly do you mean by the word Nanga?
Thank you, Your Honor. I apologize. You see, English is not our mother tongue. It is second. Nanga, in my mother tongue, it means what is. So, Nanga, what is male? In this CGF,
Order. Point of order allowed.
Gratitude to you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity for the people of Fulichongo to add their 2 cents to what is happening here. Madam Speaker, I rise on a very critical point of order where I need your very serious ruling without fail. Madam Speaker, under article of the Pinnacle Cap 2, 502,911 of the laws of Zambia, it states very clearly that no member of parliament should utter a wrong statement with sentiments of misleading the nation. Madam Speaker, what the honorable member of Chipapika constituency is just from saying is misplaced. And in this case, the honorable is misleading the nation. Hey. How do you come to parliament to question my reasoning? What is your question?
Order. Honorable members of Parliament, this is not a community rally where you can just use any language you feel like. Please continue, Honorable Member of Parliament for Fulichongo.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I must agree that you have been a very good mother to this House, which gives me the reason to believe and consider that all of your predecessors are actually our fathers. Madam Speaker, without diverting from the issue at hand, Madam Speaker, it is
to tell you to leave the chamber. Please continue, Honorable Member of Folichong.
In fact, other constituencies are doing better this year. You see, those with small constituencies are giving some chunk of money to those with big constituencies. So in this case, since Chipapika constituency is very small, can they share some chunk of money with us in Folichong so that we can balance the system, Madam Speaker?
Honorable members, that is the reason why I always advise you to visit the research department. Where have you heard or seen people sharing constituency development fund? Please, I will advise you, as soon as we finish here, you go to the research department, get the full information that you need, evident information. Please continue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for your guidance on that one. Allow me to bring your attention to what is happening right now, Madam Speaker. If you're going to just check on your phones right now, news is in the making. As I'm speaking to you right now, Madam Speaker, there's catastrophe in Zambezi River. Zambezi River, all the waters are coming towards Lusaka. Right, Madam Speaker, right now, the water has reached Kapiwe district. And very soon we'll be...
Order! Order!
Madam Speaker, I am asking you, kindly, this is a matter of national interest. Please, can you communicate with the DMMU so they can send choppers and the parachutes and the boats so that people can already be moved from that area. Otherwise, it is very catastrophic. They are dying. On social media.
Order! Order! Honorable members of Parliament, must I remind you that you are on national television and the people that sent you here are actually watching you? Order! 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 Honorable members, order! Is this really how they wish to be represented? We have a research department. Social media will ruin you. Get the correct information from the research department. You are going to social media to get information that is not even evident. As the time is now 16:40, I will order, honorable members, order. I will now invite all the honorable members of Parliament that were debating today to come to the front.
Madam Speaker says, those that were debating, not those that were sleeping.
Order! You are protected.
In my understanding, whether I'm seated, I'm not contributing anything, but I'm part of that discussion. That means I was debating. That is one. You can't tell me that I was not debating because I was not sleeping. If I was sleeping, then I was doing a disservice to my people that I represent in Parliament. I don't have those off in Parliament. This is an attentive report we are discussing. What were you talking about, Honorable, from Papika constituency? We're talking about the mayor. Yes. And look here, my friend. I'm saying look here because I'm using the head. The fact is that if you calculate CDF, they are saying tertiary and bursary. Are they saying male and female? That means males are there. There are male participants in there. When they are saying youth, are they specifying that it's only women? So, even you are talking about the sharing of money in a constituency. Is that correct? Honest? It's very important. I'm not saying whatever is said on social media is wrong. Some of it has got a certain percentage of truth. But the fact is, can you verify with the research department? You verify, have correct data of what is happening. Then you can debate better. Zambezi, you are saying these floodings are coming over to Lusaka. Where? So that's why today is awareness week at Parliament, and they are saying, stirring up the use of evidence among parliamentarians. That is what you think. If you don't do that, then you have a problem. Madam Speaker, am I on the correct track?
You are on the right track, Honorable Member.
Thank you so much. Honorable Member for Mwachipulikira constituency. Beginning you have listened for yourselves. Madam Speaker, may we now have evidence I present to the Speaker. Evidence, please.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Member of Parliament for Mwajipulikira constituency. Thank you for the evidence. Right now, I'll invite all the members of Parliament around here to go on a healthy physical break. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Acting. At this point, I would like to invite the Right Honorable Madam Speaker to officially launch this week. Honorable Speaker.
Okay. You can take your seat. Thank you very much. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, members of staff. Actually, the sketch that happened here almost is what happens even in the house. So it's interesting to watch ourselves in action. Honorable Cabinet Ministers and Provincial Ministers present, honorable members of Parliament, Ms. Beatrice Mutali, United Nations Resident Coordinator, Mr. Roy Ngulube, Acting Clerk of the National Assembly of Zambia, Mr. Mulenga Musepa, the Acting Statistician General of Zambia Statistical Agency, representatives of government institutions and cooperating partners present, staff of the National Assembly of Zambia, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good morning again. I'm greatly honored to address you on this occasion at which the National Assembly of Zambia, in collaboration with the Interparliamentary Union, IPU, is officially launching the National Assembly of Zambia 2022 Research Awareness Week under the theme, Scaling Up the Use of Evidence Among Parliamentarians. Honorable members, I felt compelled to officiate at this event because of the importance I personally attach to well-informed evidence-based debates among members. It appears I've already been rewarded with a set of evidence, and this is the evidence. Honorable members, I felt compelled, honorable members, from the onset, allow me to sincerely thank the IPU for the financial and technical support rendered to National Assembly of Zambia, making it possible to organize and host the first ever National Assembly of Zambia Research Awareness Week. The IPU has been an all-weather partner of the National Assembly, having worked closely with us on a number of initiatives aimed at enhancing the efficiency and effective operations of the institution. For example, in 2019, the National Assembly of Zambia, in collaboration with IPU, conducted successfully first ever self-assessment of its oversight capacity and performance. It is, therefore, clear that we continue to accomplish a number of new initiatives with the assistance of the IPU, and we are proud to be part of this partnership. Honorable members, the self-assessment alluded to earlier yielded a number of important revelations. Among them was the low uptake of the research services or use of evidence in parliamentary work among members of parliament. This scenario is a serious source of concern, taking into consideration the fact that National Assembly of Zambia has a well-established and functional research department which has been in existence for over 51 years. The department is capacitated to provide well-researched products meant to help honorable members carry out their parliamentary functions effectively. Honorable members, in an effort to make you appreciate the use of evidence and research services at your disposal, National Assembly, through the Research Department, with the support of IPU, resolved to organize the Research Awareness Week, which I'm privileged to launch today. Honorable members, before I talk about the Research Week, let me highlight the importance of this event, the work of the Research Department, and why evidence-based debates are essential for the parliamentary work. I believe that information is the lifeblood of parliaments and fundamental in the performance of its core functions. Therefore, as members, when you stand to debate on the floor of the House, whether it's to represent the citizenry, provide oversight on the actions of government, or indeed, when enacting legislation, your constituents listen and the nation pays attention. Honorable members, simply put, what you say forms part of the legacy of this parliament and your personal legacy as well. Therefore, what you say matters a lot because they are a reflection of how you feel about the people you represent and what affects them. Further, what you say also shows whether or not you have a clear grasp of matters that are before the House and your ability to provide effective checks and balances. I remember during the presidential address, as the President was addressing the House and through the House the nation, there were some comments from honorable members, and I heard the President saying, "You are behind." So how do we make sure that we are current? We make sure that we go to the research department and we provide necessary information. And necessary information in this regard refers to when you have an issue or a question that you need to present before Parliament, you have to go to research and make sure you know the current position, what the government has done, what are the shortcomings, and what you as a member of Parliament you would want to be done on behalf of your people. That way, as you research, you'll be effective in your representation for your constituents. Honorable members, needless to state that this places a huge responsibility on you as members to ensure that you debate from an informed position rather than simply relying on personal opinions or political standpoints as it were. I usually say that members are fond of, some members, not everyone, are fond of debating from a common sense position. Let's change the narrative and debate from an informed position. It is for this reason, as members of Parliament, you are called upon to take advantage of the accurate, timely, and objective information provided by the Research Department. This will help you to improve and enhance the quality of your debates, not only on the floor of the House, but also during your committee work. Honorable members, it is my expectation that you will also be impressed, just like myself, with the array of well-researched and synthesized information which emanates from our researchers in the Research Department. I say so because together with my fellow presiding officers, we are beneficiaries of the research products. Honorable members, you may wish to note that by using information from partner institutions such as those exhibiting during the Research Awareness Week, our researchers at Parliament are able to adapt the information to your needs as parliamentarians. Therefore, the inclusion of external local exhibitors should give greater comfort and assurance that the sources of information the researchers use in providing you with evidence for use in your work is from credible institutions and sources. In this regard, let me join the acting clerk in expressing my gratitude to the exhibitors who have responded positively to be part of this event. Thank you very much for this gesture. Honorable members, in conclusion, allow me once again to place on record my gratitude to the IPU for partnering with us on this very important occasion. I also wish to acknowledge and thank our research department for this groundbreaking initiative, which will undoubtedly increase the visibility of the department and help members access the services on a regular basis, which will in turn improve the quality of service delivery to the members. Honorable members, I have no doubt in my mind that the Research Awareness Week will strengthen your conviction of the importance and relevance of research services and the evidence in the effective execution of your duties. Once again, one of the items you will find when you visit the Research Department exhibition stand is a new publication entitled Insight on the Evolution of Parliament, authored by the department. I think this is the document, the book that was presented earlier on. Honorable members, distinguished guests, with these remarks, it is now my singular honor and privilege to officially launch two things: the publication Insight on the Evolution of Parliament and the 2022 National Assembly of Zambia Research Awareness Week. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. At this point, we will invite Madam Speaker at the high table for a quick group photo. Thereafter, Madam Speaker will lead all the members of Parliament to tour the exhibition area, which will be upstairs. And after the tour of the exhibition, then there will be snacks, and that will be the end of the program. So I'll ask now Madam Speaker to go to where the chairs are, and members of Parliament can follow behind the high table. Thank you. Protocol staff, please assist.
Stream the best. This is Chris, our content recommending intelligence system. He's practically human.
What does it mean to be human?
We need Chris to truly learn how to be human. So we enlisted the help of our most dedicated DSTV viewers. He must learn to love and about.
Aren't you excited for the Champions League, Europa, FA Cup?
Gee, every moment from the Premier League. Every.
Don't forget local, the Ethiopian and Zambian leagues, and the FIFA World Cup.
You know what they should call it though?
I've got it. Football's greatest season.
Get DSTV so you can drink from every cup that matters in football's greatest season. Only on SuperSport.
1 week closer to kickoff.
So much history. The passion runs so deep, man.
That's the way we answer. This is the best atmosphere.
Catch the start of the college football season live on ESPN.
Watch ESPN on DSTV.
The wait is finally over. The NFL is back.
And the